our assembly, where those thugs came out of Jeep, everything.
Yeah.
When they see the crowd, all the thugs, sorry. Even this guy, Oba of Lagos, sorry, leave the house, sorry.
So people shouldn't pretend. It's indeed, right? Whenever the people actually bond together, right, they always send shivers down the spine of their own oppressors. Even Tinubu Sari, France, Osalozi France, remember?
Tinubu Sari is Sari now when he don't kill people. When they kill people like that, they had the guts to come out. The day Nigerians come out like that and don't fear death, because what is happening now,
not just come out to sustain it.
You
that
know,
will be the end.
Yes, anybody that is shooting, those innocent blood is on their hand, and those soldiers and police people, they are also going through this pain we are going through in Nigeria. And theirs is even worse. See those police officers you showed with illegal police job, they use by go do runs with gun, and they can kill somebody if they see your boy with money. They can kill him and disappear. What's the difference between them and the armed robbers? Lastly, I just want to talk about VDM. You know,
yes, sir. Go on.
Last time you were talking about VDM. Some people called in. I tried calling in. You know, they were saying they are skeptical about him. They are this about him. That, you know, we're so divided in Nigeria. My own opinion is this boy is taking a risk. He's taking a risk in his life. He's doing a lot of things. A lot of things. A lot of Nigerians can't do.
If you see those people who have benefited from his advocacy, right?
From his advocacy,
whose life at the tail end of them giving up, they came across him,
that
for them. They were never going to agree.
They'll look for one.
They won't.
Yes,
those are the ones that some people are saying they are brainwashed.
They're brainwashed.
It is what it is.
They'll look for one thing. That time he talked about he has been hacked. You know, everybody can be careless. Everybody can be stupid. Everybody can make mistakes. Michael, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. VDM is not perfect. But the good he has done, the challenge. How many of us can show out our face and stay in Nigeria and install this government? He has been locked up several times. Mayego, there are people that still criticize you as sweet and difficult job you're doing. There are people that will still criticize that one. Now, Yoruba, leave that one.
There is a guy here that comes here every evening. I won't mention his name. He's watching. This person, right? Just he knows that I'm actually saying him for the past 4 years in the earliest. It will just once I go live like this, it will just come. Mayego, shut up. He will log out and leave.
You can imagine.
Tomorrow evening, he will be back again. Once I go live, he will just come and it's always like the first, second comment. I say, Mayego, shut up your mouth. He will log out and he will leave. For the past 4 years. So if that one here says DSS, don't kidnap me. And he joins others on social media. Won't you think maybe I have offended him somewhere before? When they begin to say I deserve it and start saying things, live, Baba, go on.
Mayego, you guys try. Let me don't lie. You especially, you try. You give us your time. You give us everything. You spend your time. You take the risk. This risk is what I know is difficult for me to take. I'll just calculate my children, my mother, my this. You remove all those things. VDM goes through all those things too. As much as we overlook so many things. Yes, it has brought. Yes, it's not. A lot of people cannot do what they are doing. Stand like this, they lock you up. When they lock you up in prison for 2 days, you go quiet. That Nigeria prison, when you come out, you keep quiet. But he comes out, he still talks. He says he's ready to die. Mayego, God bless you, man.
You can never really satisfy everyone, Baba. Amen.
You cannot. You cannot. Yeah.
Sapira, I'll take another one. Here is another prince on the line. But this one is Prince Adewale from what to me say again by his Edmonton. I get it now. The African Wahala. Prince Adewale, how you doing, Baba?
I am good, my brother. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, sir.
It's evening here, though, but yeah. How you doing? And how is everyone over there, Baba?
Yeah, it's good. It's beautiful. We are doing very well.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the great show as usual. Thank you for, just like the previous caller said, for taking that risk. And you know one thing about people that have taken risks over these years? They become almost protected by the content they've put into the world. because because you look at a guy like Traore, you look at a guy like VDM, you look at Mayego, you get to a point where you almost become untouchable. I'm not saying it's impossible to be untouchable, but even when such people get touched, they usually get a lot of support to protect them.
I mean,
yes.
You remember that time when we were talking about me going to Nigeria and all that stuff, and I was like, if I happen to be a very selfish person, all right, in this day and time, okay, I could actually provoke them more than go to Nigeria, so that I know that once they kind of touch me, even people who don't know me before will begin to say, wait till who be that person? Once they start watching my Egon's video, they'll be like, you're calling you pass out Ogiri. But others will say, I like what he's saying, I support it. And before you know it, right, the media and everybody will say, free Mayegun, free Mayegun, free Mayegun. So they will be doing me a favor by just paying small sacrifice, some little discomfort. Or I said, I am more to my audience in this regard, because I'm not trying to say I am anybody's savior. I'm a teacher, right? That want to keep watering that flowery art of ours, where we are feeding with right information. We also need to water it to germinate by, refreshing it every day. Okay. So that is why I was like, if I wanted all the attention, we kind of have a clue of what can happen, because they are predictable. African Wahala, like they are so predictable. Once I land in Nigeria now, do you understand? They are predictable. Somebody somewhere will say, I've been looking for him. Oh, I want to show him. And before you know it, boom, the police in Nigeria, being at their DSS, we have picked him, we will arrest him because he's insulting us from abroad. They will still have to let me go because they can't do anything to me per se, right? They'll still have to let me go.
Facts.
But risk or no risk, okay? Some of us have seen beyond just personal kind of a thing anymore. We are seeing it as if, like, this is the little we can contribute before it leads to anything else, right?
I'm even thinking about someone with a smaller platform like Seeking. Even someone as small as Seeking, and I'm not disrespecting the guy.
Right.
Even him, he has that protection to an extent.
He would have it.
So, So I honestly encourage people, if possible, just speak up. There is, you might as well just speak up.
Won't be alone.
And maybe, there are many people speaking up these days. And these guys, they are losing their power slowly and slowly. It looks like they still have a lot of power, which they do, but it's eroding because more people are beginning to speak up. The whole Robodion is beginning to peak, and eventually it's going to capitulate. I know I've been saying this personally for like 5 years. It still hasn't happened, but it will happen eventually. So I'm sick of Nigeria, and I just want to relish Burkina Faso just a little bit. My good brother, my good president Ibrahim Traore, love what he's doing, and that statement going to Russia was, to me, man, I was so inspired. It looked like a new world order, the beginning of a new world order, where for the first time African people are sitting on the table and having a conversation, a dialogue.
And not just
I'm comparing when
the menu on the table, they are actually seated there.
Yes.
Deciding where or what direction they want to head or with their people.
Yes. As in, I was looking at Kolu, the man that pees on himself, that ended up becoming a president because of a corrupt country. Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He was in Dubai, UAE, talking about, our children are hungry. You can't feed them 3 meals. We need help. That's what that idiot was saying in the UAE. Meanwhile, Ibrahim Traore,
don't respect Kolu, but you respect Traore. As if to say,
how would anybody respect? How would any normal human being respect? In fact, I don't have any words to qualify that guy. But Ibrahim Traore is sitting there with world leaders, China, Russia, talking about, we are not here to ask for aid. We are not here to ask for money. We are here to learn, to exchange, educational pathways that would be beneficial for us. We are not here to ask for aid. I was so proud. It was a proud moment.
Or handouts.
100%. So at the same time, there is no human being that is beyond criticism, and there is nobody that is above praise. So as much as I praise Ibrahim Traore, I still have to wear my criticism cap once in a while and observe what he's doing.
Be blind,
so yes, I can't do that. I can't afford to fully entrust in a human being. We've seen it happen in the past. We've seen many military guys come in the past, claim they were trying to clean up the system. They ended up becoming terrorists. So I'm not putting that jacket on Traore in any way, shape, or form, but I still have to be critical and look at Traore, look at some of the moves that he's making.
Do something that is unethical and wrong, not the narrative that is being pushed by the Western media propaganda outlets, telling us that he's a dictator. He is not ready to do election. In democracy, you need democracy. Are you mad?
Exactly.
You understand? Like, this is a country that pretended to be having democracy that one dictator rig himself, stay in power for as long as he wants, loot his own country, impoverish his own people. You have no problem with that kind of democracy, right? That they are jailing their oppositions, chasing them out of the country, right? They don't have a problem with such democracy. It is only when the person in charge is not their man. That's when they want democracy. No.
Yes. It's not going to continue. It's not going to continue. I'm happy. In fact, Traore has begun to inspire some other African regions like Namibia. These guys are beginning to nationalize their natural resources, and it's getting to a point where hopefully the momentum will continue and more African societies will be liberated. I'm just looking forward to it, and I'm just happy about what is going on in the Sahel. Niger Republic, that used to be the poorest country in the world, they currently have one of the fastest growing economy in the world. So
they also cleared their own COVID-19 loan, by the way, the one that Kolu paid the balance of, and is currently calling a Pasuma for a concert. Niger also cleared theirs, and right now they're actually debt-free. Niger Republic.
And it's one of the reasons is because when the French were in charge of the mining operations, the uranium mining operations, they sold the uranium at a certain amount, and once the French got kicked out, Niger started selling that same uranium at 100 times the price.
Right.
So they generated so much money within a short time to clear off some debt. So I love what is going on, and I'm just happy to relish what my good brothers in the Sahel region are doing. Thank you so much, my general.
God bless you there, the prince. That's Prince Adewale, the African Wahala. I'll see you again, Baba. Stay safe, eh?
Yes, sir, brother.
So we have an economist in the house. Last time I called him an accountant, and he said I was wrong, and I believe an economist is not wrong. Adiola, is that you? Can you hear me, though?
Yes, I can listen.
Adeola.
So okay.
Very well.
I just catch cruise, just catch quick cruise, then go back.
Right.
Long time. I've become an avid observer. Giving everything like an arm's length, just enjoying the whole ride. Yeah. People are talking about Traore, is a breath of fresh air. I think it's just in the it's in the mold of Thomas Sankara. I think it's that spirit. That spirit was meant to come back and clean up things. To be honest with you, I always knew that there would be that Thomas Sankara coming back, the land of the upright people, removing that upper Volta name they gave them. Wasn't a name, but a name is important. So they changed their name, changed their destiny. So I won't be surprised if Nigeria is the last to catch up on this change. I won't be surprised if you're the last country in that continent to actually catch the real vibe of tearing everything that has been set before us, that has misguided us. I won't be surprised if you're the last. Yeah, I won't be surprised if you're the last to jump on that train. But to be honest with you, for Traore, it gives Africa the opportunity to start thinking of how best it wants to govern itself. And I hope that his tenure there or his stay there would, he would, give room for new ways of governance, not democracy.
One, of course.
Yes, not democracy in any shape or form, because I believe that you are endowed to think through your problems and adopt a way that best serves you.
Yep.
And I believe that we need to explore outside democracy. If you do not explore outside democracy, then you are not challenging your brain.
Your options, and as
democracy
is not serving you, it's like
it's not serving you. That is someone's solution to their own governance issues. You have your issues that are local to you. You have your own issues that are peculiar to you. So nothing stops you from sitting down and thinking through how best you want to govern yourself. Anybody pushing the democratic narrative is lazy in thinking. You are lazy in thinking. You are not exercising your brain muscles to think through the problems and look for a way. Even if that way doesn't work, you go again and think through it again and look for another solution outside this democratic rule that they've brought to us. Your mind is super power. You can think through your problems and solve them. I bet you, if you have a problem tonight, Maegun,
yes, sir,
think through it. Go back to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, your brain will start giving you options on the possible solutions. But because we have not challenged ourselves to go through all our problems, that's why we are where we are today. I was in Nigeria not too long ago and I was upset with the way things are, because a man has held a country, a supposed country, captive. The real solutions, Michael,
yes, sir,
is problem solving. Is problem solving in this new age. In this new age of mastering the elements that are beneath your soil. You have gold. Gold is not just a precious metal. It has ways it can be used in technology. We have not fully mastered everything. Some people are adopting it for some things, which is fine. The same thing as also other rare earth elements and rare earth
resources,
materials. And these are the things we need to gain mastery of. And if we choose not to gain mastery of these things, then we are a non-starter. Yes, you can present yourself, with Russia, present yourself with other world leaders, but be careful. I would never trust anybody. Everybody has their agenda.
In this business of running a country, you need allies, because without you are as good as as dead as dodo, because everybody is trying to take advantage of everyone anyway. So you will need allies. But like you said, just define why and why you need them and what for, so that your priorities is set. Is that your point?
Yes, you have to have this self-enlightened interest, whereby you know what you want out of it. And you are not, as long as you know you're not from a weaker position, that is the first start.
Right.
It's all in the mind. The moment you're on that table, you know fully well that I am not at a disadvantage. I'm at a strong position, because why? I have the human resources. I can call upon human resources. I have the mineral resources. I can call upon my mineral resources. Nothing stops me from transforming my economy. Because if you think through Thomas Sankara's time, this guy was way ahead of his time. He was way ahead of his time. There was food security. There was energy security. No reliance on foreign debt. He was ahead of his time. He instituted at least 50% of his cabinets were women. He enforced that a girl child must be in school. This guy was way ahead. Even till now, the Western society still struggles. Yes, no, 80s, very early 80s, very early 80s. Right? This is very early 80s. So even this Western democracy struggles with 50% women with their cabinets. So this guy was ahead of his time. So as long as we are aware that we are not negotiating from a weaker position, from a mineral from a crude mineral, standpoint.
Countries, yeah.
So the best thing for me that before I leave, very, very quickly, the best thing Traore can do for his country is to invest heavily in human capital, whereby you will charge your people to gain mastery over every rare earth element, over every rare earth materials, REM and REE. Gain mastery of it. When you gain mastery of those elements, then you will be truly independent, because there's no value in you exporting your rare earth elements for cleaning, and there is no gain there. There's only gain when you allow. See, Michael, very quickly, you